Right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kieran and welcome back to a brand new Fallout video and a kind of news video as well, if you want to look at it that way. But yes, welcome to my first Fallout 76 video after its launch back in October. I did have so many plans to make videos in this game, but you know, you all know how that went down. You all know how this game launched, and it was not good. But it really wasn't good. But today we're not going to be looking back in the past. We're not going to be looking at all these problems. We're not going to be addressing these problems. Today we are going to look forward into the future, into the DLC. Bethesda Game Studios revealed their DLC roadmap for 76 in 2019, and it contains very interesting stuff. Obviously the DLC roadmap for 76 won't be like the DLC that we've seen previously, like in Fallout 4. I don't think we'll see a Point Lookout or a Far Harbor style DLC, since this is a multiplayer game, and chances are the team have already moved on to full production of Starfield rather than doing their traditional move into making some big DLCs beforehand. Back onto the roadmap, we have seen what we're getting with Wild Appalachia, which to be honest, the only thing that really caught my eye was the player vending and survival mode. But today we're not going to go into Wild Appalachia or even the DLC batch after that, Nuclear Winter. No, we're going straight towards the end of the roadmap, all the way to fall 2019, and start the speculation with Fallout 76's final DLC of the year, Wastelanders. Why does this DLC excite me the most? Well, mainly because I don't know what the fuck it is, which leaves room for a nice wee bit of speculation. So what is Wastelanders? Well, here's the official description of the DLC given by Bethesda. Embark on a tale with true choice and consequences in Wastelanders, our biggest and most ambitious update for 76. Wastelanders will include a new main questline, new factions, new events, new features, and even more surprises. New quest, new faction, and new features? This is very exciting. Why does this excite me, you ask? Well, it opens the realm to possibility. With new factions, it either means we're getting a new map to explore like Nuka World or Far Harbor, which is probably likely, maybe, I don't know. Or finally, we're getting human NPCs into Fallout 76. How else will they add new factions if everyone in the game world is already dead except for the players? The new quest seems exciting too, because the base Fallout 76 questline with the Overseer really didn't grab me. Actually, me and my friends that were playing back at the launch of this game just ended up going off and exploring the map rather than doing the main questline, because the main questline is really boring. It's really boring. I think at one point actually we skipped towards the end of the questline, because we were like, oh yeah, let's go get the nuclear silos, I want to nuke some shit. And we discovered, spoiler alert by the way, we discovered the Enclave. Now that's where it got interesting, but before that, fucking hell, it was boring. It was so boring. Now, since that's all the information we have on the DLC, let's dive straight into speculation territory into what I want and think the DLC will feature. Since Bethesda are calling it their biggest and most ambitious update for Fallout 76, it does fill me with hope that it will lead to a new location. But at the same time, a part of me is just saying no. So let's start with the art that we got with the roadmap. It shows two vault dwellers hand in hand running from a vault filled with gold, going to another settlement on the left hand side of the image. Now we know that Vault 94 and 96 are opening up in the Nuclear Winter DLC, so that leaves Vault 63. We know from the base game that there is riots going on inside Vault 63, which could introduce the new faction side of things. Personally, looking at things from a realistic point of view with how Bethesda is treating the game, the main quest will probably just be another chase scenario, i.e. we'll be following the residents that fled from 63 all across Appalachia. I really don't want another story like this, to be honest, so I hope I'm wrong, but yeah, it's just, like, the thing is, there's only, with no NPCs, there's such a limitation on what you could actually do in terms of story. And there's just going to be like some rinse and repeat sort of quest lines and all that going on, so the whole, if this new main quest does not have human NPCs, then I guarantee you it's going to be the exact same as the Overseer thing. It's like, oh, okay, they said they were going to this location, let's go to this location. Oh, they're not there either, let's read their journal or terminal entry. And they're like, oh, we need to go this place. And we're like, okay, pack up the bag, go to this place. And it's just going to be something like that again, and I'm fucking, oh man, I really hope not. I really hope not. But yeah, in terms of the location of this DLC, again, looking at it realistically, it will probably still be set in Appalachia, but let me tell you what I really want from this DLC. So I have two ideas for Wastelanders, both being possible. Let's start with a more realistic one. The story does follow the residents of Vault 63 after a riot causes the vault entrance to open early. The residents then escape and spread across West Virginia and establish their own wee settlements. This finally introduces the human NPCs fans wanted so much in the game, and it just adds so much life to the world that people have just been missing. Like, yeah, you do have the Scorched, yeah, you do have the ghouls, yeah, you do have the super mutants, but they don't add life to the game, they just add danger, you know? The residents of 63 then split into different factions that took a form during the times of the riots. The story will evolve from doing meaningless fetch quests into actual meaningful story quests with choice and consequences, which Bethesda did promise would come with Wastelanders. But yeah, the residents of 63 turn to us for advice and tasks, because we have been out in the wasteland much longer, and to them, we are the true Wastelanders. See what I did there? Like, the Wastelanders name incorporates into us. We are the Wastelanders. I consider myself a Wastelander. I spent like no fucking time in that vault. I spent no time at all in Vault 76. I hopped in, created my character, heard about 2 other people chatting away in the background. I'm like, hey, guys, you want to team up? They said yes, let's team up. One guy left, one guy got kicked out the server, but you know, we're just patching over that there now. We both went out on a wee journey, and then that's where the story of Kieran began. Obviously take into account that all that I just said there is just my theories and ideas for what I want for the Wastelanders DLC, so don't get your hopes up in case this doesn't come true. But it should fucking come true. Like, it should. If that idea that I just said there, because that idea in my head seems so perfect, because with these DLCs, they're not traditional, so they don't come out in this big one installment, they're spread across multiple months, like the Wild Appalachia, that's spread across 3 months, I'm pretty sure, and probably the same with the Nuclear Winter one. But with this, what with Wastelanders is going to be the exact same thing. So at the very start, you can introduce the residents of Vault 63, you do the quest with them, then they go off, they're going into creating their own settlements in the wasteland and stuff like that, and then over the course of those 3 months, through the Wastelanders DLC patch, I'm going to call it, their settlements will evolve, there's going to be more quests, more events, more items, more raids, and all that will become available. Now the second idea is a much more realistic idea, and I really hope it doesn't come true. I really hope it doesn't. But yeah, Wastelanders is set in an entirely new map, roughly around the same size as Far Harbor or, you know, Nuka World. The story is similar to my previous idea, except that they're all dead, as per usual. The story will involve players going to Vault 63 to investigate its mysterious opening and learn that some residents escaped after the riots, and instead of heading north further into Appalachia, they went further south into new territory. Basically, it will function the same way as the main 76 questline, i.e. we followed the new 63 residents through their journals and entries as we chased them around this new map. Basically the same effect as what the Overseer was doing, so the Overseer questline was meant to take you around the map so the players are like encouraged to explore that way and get all the map markers that way, instead of just being like, oh yeah, cut about this wee area and just do all those quests there, instead of going out and exploring this massive map that we created. The thing is, again, I just want to highlight the part where Bethesda said true choice and consequences. In my opinion, you can't really do that, or at least not greatly anyway, with no other human characters in the game. With choice and consequence, we need to be able to see the change that we made onto the land. Not just nuke an area and see how it recovers within an hour, you know? With human NPCs accompanied with new factions, you can have that choice and consequence. Going back to my first idea, you can join one faction, then the other 63 faction that was formed during the rise are either spiteful of you or completely hostile towards you. Maybe you can introduce like a PvP element in this as well. I think, oh, that's such a good idea. Oh, do that. That'll be fucking fantastic, actually. Imagine playing survival mode. There's raids onto each faction's settlement, and then it's like a massive event sort of thing. So if like one player from one faction goes over to the other faction settlement, it will like initiate an event just called like a battle or something, or like the siege of something. And basically all the players in that faction that's being raided are notified, and they can fast travel for free back to that settlement to help defend it, and it's just a massive PvP event. I just came up with that on the spot. I hope that happens. Bethesda, I'm feeding you free ideas here, listen to me. I clearly know what I'm doing. When Wastelanders is released this fall, I'm expecting BGS to come out swinging with massive new gameplay features that will bring Fallout fans back to this abandoned game and bring in new fans that thankfully missed out on the fucking terrible launch of 76. I just hope it's not just random new features thrown into a month of content, because that's what Wild Appalachia just seems to me right now, and that's why I'm not really covering that DLC, because it just seems like random features that players requested like months beforehand, and Bethesda were like, okay, this month, this first like batch of DLCs are basically player requested. That's basically what it is. Like player vending, what was the other one, brewing or something? Like that's in there? Sorry, but to me it just seems completely random. The survival mode, however, now I'm excited for that. That's a fucking cool thing. I like that. Then they have like a thing called functional camera in the Wild Appalachia DLC, and I'm like, what do you mean by functional camera? We already have a photo mode. and the photo mode is actually alright. It's actually pretty good. It's probably one of the best photo modes I've actually had a chance to fool around with. The whole vending machine thing as well, as in like player vendors, that's really cool. I've seen that being introduced to Rust, and in Rust, from what I've seen in videos and stuff like that, it works very well in Rust. So I'm very excited to see that coming in. And it also encourages RP, which I fucking wanted. See, like at the very start of the year when this game was first announced, as in 2018, I was sitting there, I was making videos basically encouraging role-playing. So as in, I made a video about bounty hunters, I made a video about the camp system. In the camp system, I'm like, yeah, imagine people opening up restaurants, imagine people just opening up towns and stuff like that. That would be fucking insane. But obviously with the whole build limiter thing, we're not going to get the whole town thing that I hoped for. You can have like little tiny mini settlements, you can make a hotel if you want. I'm pretty sure people have already made a hotel. It's just unfortunate you can't really make your own big towns. But yeah, I'm really excited to get back into Fallout 76. I've been not playing it for months there because I wanted everything to be fine-tuned before I hop in. But fun story actually, when I was getting gameplay for this video, I went into the game and I'm like, okay, I'll play for like 30 minutes, an hour, and I'll get the footage and then hop back off again. But within those 30 minutes, I met this friendly player that did seem very cool. He told me like how to go to this workshop, which is like a public workshop, take it over and make your own ammo. And I was like, okay, so now I have like 2,000 bullets for my 10mm submachine gun, and I'm like, yes, thank you so much, man. And I became friends with him, and I started playing the game for about 3 hours. So yeah, it was a very fun session, So I can't wait to get back into the game, especially with the survival mode coming out. It's going to be so much fun. I actually might do videos on it, I'm not too sure. I'm definitely going to look into making videos for it. Not going to promise anything. So that was my speculation and ideas for the Wastelanders DLC. What do you want to see from this DLC? Let me know down in the comments below. Stay tuned as well, because I'm going to be doing a similar video on the Nuclear Winter DLC that is due in this summer, mainly because people keep saying that the new fucking game mode being added to that DLC is apparently a fucking Battle Royale game mode. I think Bethesda is smart enough to not do that. So yeah, let's hope it's not fucking Battle Royale. Now, I'll give you all my good wee ideas in that video. Special thanks to my brilliant wee patrons, Simon609, Devil and Proxy1, for their continued support over on my Patreon. Thank you guys so much. Thanks everyone for watching the video. If you're new here and enjoy Fallout, RPG and survival horror content, then consider checking out my other videos. They're quite fun, quite informative, and it's quite cool. And I'm Scottish as well, so if you like an accent in your videos, then definitely stick around. That's me for today. Thank you guys so much. See you later, and bye bye.